Welcome back. This is part 2 of the journey into the Sacred Willow. I'm doing this distillation on October 21st, 2020. In numerology, this day adds up to 8, the number of infinity. And what an appropriate thing to do as we're trying to figure out how to stay flexible in this ever-changing world and this ever-static world, and how we find our infinite connection and our infinite purpose on this journey. So now we come to the exciting part of actually loading up the distiller. So I'm just going to take the top off. I'm going to start by filling it with sacred water, which in this case is coming from the beautiful snow that fell last night, and that I was able to gather outside the door here. So that is going in here. Once the heat starts, it won't take very long for that to break itself down. Inside of that, at the very bottom, so once the sacred water melts, the very bottom of this is going to be the pink granite rock, the lunar connection, the grounding stone, and in many ways, this reminds me of the sacred masculine, and where the Lemurian crystal reminds me of the divine feminine, of the unknown mystery. Here's the seeds of the rose hip that holds promise for now and for what's coming in the future as we go through this time of darkness. And then we're going to put in this beautiful, look at, even in the fall, how flexible this branch is. Even when everything is dried up and the leaves are dried up, the branches still want to give way. And you can break it, but it loves to fold and bend and be fluid. And that's what I desire to be right now, is to be bendable and flexible, and try not to be so resistant and so in my habits. So trying to find ways that are different, even when they're scary, and having courage for that. And understanding for me that courage is not being fearless. Courage is being brave to move forward in spite of the fact that I might be feeling fears and uncomfortable. And again, that union with sacred money and the abundance and the sacredness of being abundant. I'm just going to top it off here with a few more leaves and a bit more stem. It doesn't take much of the sacred plant for it to distill into a wonderful, powerful aroma. This copper distiller is designed to bring the essence out of the plant. So the distiller gets all hooked up here. And then we have to go through a waiting period. Waiting for the plant to heat up. The water boils inside this bottom chamber. The plant and all those essences that I put in here, with the exception of the water, which will melt through, stays in the cylinder, in this colander. It's held in this chamber. There's a perforated filter on the bottom that stops it from dropping in the water, so it enjoys the steam that comes off of the fluid, but it's not boiling in the water. So we're just distilling the essence rather than destroying the plant. It's then going to come up into this onion dome, and there'll be a swirling that's happening with the vapors and the mists, and the water then will come up and through this beautiful chamber and go into this bottom. I'll bring the video over here in a moment. Goes into this cooling chamber, and then it turns back into water, and it comes down into a collecting vessel. It's my plan to keep this sacred vessel and to meditate on it between now and the full moon, and to actually use it on the day of the full moon on October 31st as a gift to the earth, a gift of thanks to the earth for all her unsung powers and joys and celebrations and love that we are just beginning to learn to honor. So I'll pause again, and we'll come back and we'll as we watch this water distill.